because there has been a ton of discussion, and I mean a lot of discussion about the state of the game, where Fortnite is heading.
Because they take good opportunities and ruin them. Case in point, these three.
And I think it's time to learn from the past. And that OG Fortnite should have been the biggest wake-up call for Fortnite.
And if you compare this to the original hype and everything from Chapter 1, it's not even close.
There seems to be a lack of playfulness, vibrance, variety of the loot pool and POIs, a clear direction towards a live event, and importance of seasonal events, LTMs, item slots, storyline quests, a good UI, and good mid-season map updates.
And clearly they're better now, but it shouldn't be acceptable to allow a billion-dollar company to release a half-baked game mode.
While the content of these games may have been lacking, the microtransactions certainly weren't.
And when you look at the prices of some of these newer items, you might ask yourself, why?
No game lasts forever. In the last 2 weeks, we've seen tons of games released by Epic. So much so that most of these games are more popular than Battle Royale. But with the release of these modes and games, it's divided the community significantly, and I believe Epic may actually be giving us too much content, and it's not by accident. Now I know this sounds like I'm immediately ripping into Fortnite, but I ask that you watch the whole video to understand why I'm talking about things like this. Not just from a perspective of a gamer, but also a business person, which I'll explain later. Throughout this video, I'm going into why Epic has and is significantly changing their direction, and why it's not just bad for Fortnite, but actually deadly for it. There's no sugarcoating this, because it's much worse than anyone has believed it to be. This is a different style video from what I normally do, so I hope you guys enjoy as we dive into Fortnite and the growing problems that will eventually spell the doom of the game we know, love, and simultaneously complain about on the internet. This video is going to be a really long one, and because of that, I'm splitting it into 3 parts. And also, before we begin, a lot of the topics I'll be covering are ones that Oddly has covered in his most recent video, so I encourage you to go check it out, first link in the description. While he makes some great points, I will be expanding on those points and addressing things even he didn't find. Go watch his video, then come back to this one. I'll wait. Let's start with the first part, game modes and battle passes. Fortnite has always had more games than just standard BR. They had Save the World, but almost all Fortnite players enjoyed it when Fortnite released LTMs. Some of the best include 50v50, Food Fight, Air Royale, and Floor is Lava. These LTMs changed the game and gave players fresh versions of Fortnite to play, and the beauty of it was completely unique and completely free of microtransactions besides the standard battle pass every season and optional cosmetics. This was fine, beyond the trouble Epic got into with the FTC, regarding players accidentally purchasing skins, but now in the current chapter, and in Chapter 5, me and many other members of the Fortnite community have begun noticing problems with the content Epic Games is giving us, in the new modes and cosmetics. But let's take a look at the start of Chapter 5 and begin to understand why this is a massive concern. Season OG ends December 7th, 2023, the same day as the Game Awards, with an event promoting the 3 new modes, LEGO Fortnite, Rocket Racing, and Fortnite Festival. As far as the Big Bang event goes, it felt like an ad, but it was alright in general. The Game Awards, the biggest game awards in the entire world, happens and Fortnite advertises their 3 new game modes in separate ads. That's completely understandable. And the new game modes are sustaining massive player counts. With the new mode came a bunch of cosmetics, and that's where the problem started. Rocket Racing brought car skins to the table, and they were not cheap, including up to $40 for a single car skin, usable in only 2 modes. LEGO Fortnite made any skin not yet possessing a LEGO alternative not able to return to the item shop, and introduced buyable buildings for upwards of $20 each, for the ability to place buildings, half a step from NFTs. Festival had a pass that was only 1 page, yet double the cost, and introduced songs that were $5 each for you to be able to play them in the festival, or as a quarter part song in BR. How much do songs in iTunes cost? $1? Now, after hearing some complaints, Epic reduced the price of most of these items, but that was the catalyst for a downward spiral for all 3 modes in the coming months. In the next few months that followed, there were almost no content updates to any of the games, except the second festival season, with a festival pass costing 1,850 V-Bucks for 1 page, and the player counts reflected it. Every game had less than 15% of its initial players playing it currently. Festival was way too easy, and if you wanted a challenge, you need to play one of the free songs or buy more. Lego was bland, and even had a build limit. And Rocket Racing was averaging less players than Only Up Fortnite, a game from last year. But the microtransactions for those games did not decrease, and during Season 2, Fortnite made one of their most shocking decisions. They disabled item rarities, a thing that had existed for years, since the start of the game, and people began to figure out why pretty quickly when the avatar skins were released. Even a player that had every cosmetic in the game, including ones exclusive to consoles that were older than some of the new modes, refused to buy a new skin because of how little value the bundle was for 1200 V-Bucks. To this day, it might be one of the worst decisions Epic has ever made. But things didn't get any better for these game modes. We began to see that the only content updates we got for those games had a battle pass, or a new guitar skin, or $20 car skins. The item shop is now a mess, and the cosmetics felt less special without rarities. But I got a whole new perspective shortly after the skin rarity change when this happened. It was a fine Thursday evening, and Clark Clint Gaming was holding a live stream where members of the community would be invited to talk to him and a few others about Epic's recent locker changes and removal of rarities. It was my first time playing Season 2, so I thought I might as well buy the Battle Pass, only to realize I didn't have enough V-Bucks. I didn't own the Fortnite crew at the time, and I had completed last season's Battle Pass at just barely level 100. It didn't make any sense, as after buying the Chapter 5 Season 1 pass, I had no V-Bucks, because of me buying skins. And I had 900 V-Bucks after the season ended. This is where things got confusing. Once you complete a Battle Pass, you're supposed to earn 1500 V-Bucks, as I had every other season except this one. Since I couldn't view the pass on Fortnite, I proceeded to go onto YouTube and look up the Battle Pass reaction videos to Chapter 5 Season 1, and count how many V-Bucks were in the pass. It added up to 900. Exactly 100 short of buying a Battle Pass if you had no V-Bucks when buying it. And what do you know, because the second most popular option when buying V-Bucks gives you exactly 1,000, and the Battle Pass costs exactly 1,000. If you purchase the pass, you'd be left with 0 V-Bucks remaining, which means you need to earn 1,000 at least. But where were the rest of the V-Bucks? The other 600 V-Bucks are in the bonus rewards, but the shady thing about this is that all the previous seasons had all 1,500 V-Bucks in the 100 tiers of the Battle Pass. To prove it, I looked up every season Battle Pass reaction video to confirm that yes, 1,500 V-Bucks were in all of the passes 100 tiers before Chapter 5. And nobody noticed. If you reached level 100 and tabbed out, assuming that you had everything you needed, like every other pass, you likely made the same realization I did. There was zero doubt in my mind that Epic did this on purpose. The shady thing is that there was no communication that this change was made. And many people still believe that completing the 100 tiers gives you 1,500 V-Bucks, when the truth simply is that it doesn't. Even Oddly believed completing the Battle Pass gives you 1,500 V-Bucks. The person who made the video calling out Epic for shady things with Battle Passes. And this is being done for a reason, which I'll bring up at the end of the video. It'll all make sense at that point. Fortnite has always been praised for having Battle Passes set up that if you finish it, you can purchase the next one for free, and even have some in-game currency left over. Unlike some games, Diablo 4, it's existed like this for 6 years, until Chapter 5 made this sudden and oddly secret change to make passes how they are now. I didn't even mention that this also screws over people who don't buy the Battle Pass, and work over the course of many seasons to earn the 200 or 300 free V-Bucks given to Free Pass users for completing it. And because Free Pass users don't get access to bonus rewards, this makes it even harder for them to earn any free V-Bucks, which is also likely intentional. The problem with these changes, and making it harder to earn free V-Bucks, is that the same season, tons of overpriced cosmetics were added for only select modes, and it seems like these two decisions were not only done on purpose, but done in tandem with each other. But let's move on from that time period. The next couple weeks went by, and finally, LEGO Fortnite gets a Star Wars update, with a LEGO Pass that costs 1,400 V-Bucks to get for one page and a single skin, only usable in LEGO. As the seasons began to pass by, each of these modes seemed to have a battle pass, and more concerningly, only receive updates to the game that involve some form of microtransactions or battle passes. Now there are 4 passes, offering less content for the same price, if not a higher price, than the seasonal battle pass. I also need to preface this by telling you a little bit about me. That is very important when looking at the rest of the video. I am a college student studying game business and publishing, and as a result, I have a lot more experience in business of video games when it comes to finance and games, and understanding why changes are made like the ones in Fortnite. But now back to the video. You might be arguing that cosmetics are fine since Fortnite is a free game. And 8 months ago, I would have agreed with you. But hear me out. It is going to get so much worse than it already is at this very moment. Because I am noticing a troubling pattern in the beginning of Chapter 6, with many things similar to Chapter 5. Chapter 6 launched with OG Fortnite, which had its own battle pass, like Festival did in Chapter 5. And since then, the other 2 games have been released in Ballistic and GTA LEGO. These modes were massively advertised at the Game Awards. As a matter of fact, how many times was Fortnite advertised at the Game Awards? Count them up.
Last month, Snoop Dogg simultaneously took over Fortnite. It comes out tonight, and Snoop's now in Fortnite as a Season 6 festival icon. Fortnite community picked Murder Mystery as their favorite island of the year.
Nine? These modes were launched and are very popular, more so than Battle Royale at times. But I am concerned about these modes and Epic as a whole. The main purpose of these passes is to promote and get people subscribed to the Fortnite crew. And at only $12 a month, you're probably thinking, hey, that's a good deal. $12 a month for all these passes, a skin, and V-Bucks. But there's more sinister elements to it that'll cover closer to the end of the video. My concern is that Fortnite is and will continue to use these modes to add new cosmetics to the game, and new passes that cost at least 1,000 V-Bucks. Constant purchases add up quickly, and there's more to it than that. I am also noticing a concerning pattern since the release of Renegade Raider and Aerial Assault Trooper, 2 skins that both had off-brand versions in the OG pass. It is not a coincidence that these skins have been released in the same month. The pattern I fear will happen is that when an OG pass drops, it will have off-brand skins of OG skins. And a few weeks later, the actual skins will return to the item shop, making the purchase of the OG pass almost worthless. No one with a Renegade Raider will use the off-brand Renegade Raider, and it feels intentional to get users to buy the pass and then the skins, a major red flag in game business. But time will tell if this is a tactic used in the next few OG seasons. But we need to look at the next part of the video now. Part 2, the Metaverse. Fortnite, and more specifically Tim Sweeney, has been obsessed with creating Fortnite to be a multi-platform metaverse where people can make and play tons of different experiences. Well, in concept, the idea sounds great. The execution of it is really horrible, and its issues boil down to 2 smaller things. The first of which is something I like to call Terms of Service Invincibility. This sounds like a mouthful, so let me break it down for you. The idea of TOS invincibility is that there are specific people that a UGC platform, like Fortnite, the terms of service don't apply to, or aren't enforced upon. A great example of this includes big Fortnite content creators. TOS invincibility for select individuals and groups creates the idea that if you have a big following or make Epic a lot of money, you are completely immune to the rules that should affect everyone. Case in point, Gurzy, the creator of the Pit Free-For-All, the most popular Fortnite creative map, and also the most profitable. He was called out by LeoxCFN when he DMCA'd Leoxy's Pit map as a tactic to remove competition. DMCAs in Fortnite take the map down for 10 days, which essentially can kill a map. CypherPK and other creators called him out for it, and asked Epic to take action and take down the Pit, as he was clearly abusing copyright to eliminate competition. That led to more people picking up the story. Epic did respond by reinstating the map Leoxy made, but 8 days out of discovery can kill the momentum of a game, and Gurzy knew that. But after it was reinstated, Gurzy wasn't punished at all. Creators continued to call out Epic for not taking action against false DMCAs, which, if you're unfamiliar, is considered perjury under US Section Law 512F of the DMCA, when takedowns are being filed falsely or in bad faith. Yes, an actual felony in US law. Yet because his map makes Epic tons of money and would anger people in the community if it was taken down, it was kept up and fully monetized. The Pit, to this day, continues to be the most played creative map even after the drama, as Epic continues to boost it. The issue with the Metaverse is that in order for it to succeed, there can't be an uncontested monopoly in the categories of games, and the DMCA process cannot be used or abused to take out competitors, and no one should be immune to the terms of service, as it shows favoritism to those that make the company money. This is also an issue on platforms like YouTube. Might make a separate video on that. The Metaverse was advertised with the motto of find it in Fortnite. Correct that. Did you mean find any red vs blue or AI generated thumbnail in Fortnite? That's much more accurate. The second issue with the Metaverse, and honestly just Fortnite content altogether, is the lack of innovation and unoriginal ideas. I know players have their preferences in what games they like to play, or what content they like to watch, but it all feels stale, formulaic, and above all, lazy. That's why I challenge you to look at the Discover page of Fortnite, and see how many of the top maps in each category have thumbnails that either look exactly the same as one also in view, or AI generated ones. If you look at major creators' homepages, try to find how many videos they have with one face in the thumbnail that is the same across multiple videos, and so it reflects in the Discovery tab. When I want to play a map someone else made, I have to scroll minutes past copycat box fight games with AI generated thumbnails to find an original map that I can tell took time to make. The only way to truly achieve the Metaverse is to ensure original ideas rise and unoriginality falls, and they actually used to do that. How? With seasonal and event callouts, where specific and special events where smaller creators could submit their maps with a specific theme, and, if accepted, would get featured on the first row of Discovery. I know, because I made a map that got featured on Discovery for the Fortnite Mares callout, a horror game called We Are Not Alone back in 2022. Shout out to anybody that's played or heard of that. You want a better look Fortnite? Bring callouts back to feature creators who have actual passion for creating something original. And to the big creators watching this, try to make something new. Something that hasn't been done before. When Ninja was talking about Fortnite content feeling fake in Chapter 5, sadly he was right. The more original Fortnite content is, the more it reflects onto the community, and the more people want to branch out and try new things. Bringing more originality and punishing bad actors for abusing DMCA to harass and remove competition might be the only way the Metaverse can be attainable, if it even can be. There is another problem with Fortnite content, and more specifically the Fortnite community, and stop me if you've heard this word before. Toxic positivity. It is a business term mainly describing companies or people who excessively favor games and the companies that make them, so they can often get support from them. They also immediately shut down any criticism, even if it is genuine and would actually help the game that they are playing. The biggest Fortnite creators have almost never complained or pointed out any genuine criticism of Fortnite, and it's very obvious if you look closely at clips from 5 years ago of these creators discussing Fortnite and compare them to videos from the past year. Toxic positivity can spread and makes people very close-minded. People who have toxic positivity immediately dismiss any criticism with updates if they stand to benefit from it, or don't hear people out when they discuss their opinions. When people talked about bots in OG Fortnite, almost every community on Fortnite run with toxic positivity ruled it as an objectively good thing without really considering why, or encouraging others to consider why as well. But that's something I'll come back to in a minute. These creators know who they are, and more people have begun to know as well. A great example of toxic positivity in action was the remix clip of Courage muting Ninja when he was bringing up genuine criticism, because Courage was in a good mood, and most of his community follows the toxic positivity mentality that he does. Courage didn't need to agree with Ninja, or anything he was saying, but he should have at least listened, which he very obviously didn't do. You should listen to people's opinions if you click on their videos. Toxic positivity also does irreparable damage to people. People who have that mindset refuse to see or acknowledge any issues, opinions they don't like, and always tell others that their opinion is the only one that matters. That's also known as arrogance. Imagine a generation of people like that. But this brings me to the third and most intense part of the video. Fortnite's poison. No game lasts forever. And honestly, I'm glad Fortnite has lasted as long as it has. But there are a few major things I haven't brought up yet That is the true reason Fortnite cannot be saved. Not just from a personal point of view, but a professional and business perspective. But this is the point in the video where I drop the cold hard truth about how Fortnite will progress and why the game cannot be saved. It boils down to two reasons, both equally big and bad for not just the Fortnite community, but for Fortnite itself. This is where I drop the bombshell as I explain from the perspective of an expert in business and video games why these changes have given the game a finite and ever-dwindling lifespan. The harsh reality is whatever your thoughts on the game in terms of microtransactions, advertisements, collabs, pricing, subscriptions, moderation, these things will not get better without Epic losing millions of dollars. And they will not make a decision that loses them millions of dollars, as it would lose their stakeholders millions of dollars, and might cause them to sell their stake in Epic, which creates a very steep decline in stock prices. They don't want that to happen. And any of these changes, or any of these things being reversed, will lose them money and stakeholders. But I need to explain why this is the case, and why the game will eventually collapse if nothing is done about it. Fortnite is easily the golden goose of Epic Games, and easily makes them the most money every year. It's no surprise that the game has to have consistent updates and bring in new collabs to make profit, especially with all the money they're paying to renew licenses on music, paying to creators, and spending themselves. But the first reason why Fortnite cannot be saved is actually the marketing and collabs. These are being lumped together because they fit hand in hand, and it's the main reason Fortnite has actually declined, for a completely different reason than what you first think about when thinking about collabs and marketing. The Fortnite community has felt dissatisfied with content and collabs in recent years, either for a lack of memorable collabs, or adding ones that make little sense to exist in Fortnite. Avatar in Greek Season, resulting in the removal of the Greek Season items. Reskinning classic Marvel characters with Fortnite versions. Removing item shop rarities, under-delivering in story and live events, and, Skibbity Toilet. I can't believe I have to put this in the video, but it applies. What did all of these do? Make players angry. And when people that are angry aren't eventually satisfied, their anger turns into something much worse. In business, when consumers aren't happy with the quality of products or other things and don't become happy again, that anger turns into apathy. And as you know, apathy is death. Shout out to anybody that's played Coach War 2. While an angry community is bad, they can at least be placated and become content again with the brand or the product. An apathetic community does not care when they are marketed to or encouraged to try the product again. They often feel betrayed or not listened to, and then you lose them for good. They almost never come back, but are the easiest to leave again if they aren't immediately happy with the state of the product. Let's take a few examples of what I mean when I talk about why apathy really hurts Fortnite. Wrecked had a first day concurrent player count peak of 2.3 million. Strange, given the last season had 5.6 million concurrent player peak on its first day. Myths and Mortals was when we got rarities removed, got Avatar collabs to remove Greek mythics, and also learned about the real reason why Donald Mustard left Epic. There was massive outrage, and because these decisions proceeded, this anger turned into apathy, and the concurrent player count average in Wrecked was half what it was in Myths and Mortals, and it's from a good portion of the community leaving the game as a result of apathy, myself being one of them. The other major time this happened was after the first few weeks of Chapter 5, when people were complaining about how the game was too realistic, with movement, bullet drop, and how cosmetics were overpriced and unnecessary, and the whole chapter began to suffer for it. The first season of a chapter is important as it sets the bar, it sets the expectation of players, and these complaints players had started to build on each other, which resulted in, without a doubt, the worst chapter of the game. We got an event worse than a fracture in the prelude, and the community was torn in half. Those that weren't satisfied became apathetic, and then left the game for good. Do you remember when Fortnite OG, Chapter 1 Season 1, dropped after Chapter 6? There were over 2 million real players playing it at the start. And though the game was hard, it was to be expected, given the skill gap and loot pool. But people began complaining it was too hard for them to drop their usual 10-kill games, and the game needed bots and skill-based matchmaking. Well, good players wanted to keep those things out of Fortnite. Guess what happened? Bots and skill-based matchmaking were added in, but because the lower skill players are still very bad at the game, they kept losing and got angry about it. And competitive players and those with higher skill level didn't feel that victories were earned because of bots and got angry as well. I don't think bots should have been added in because it takes away so much from the meaning of a victory royale. I started Fortnite in Season 5, and with the world's crappiest laptop, and being horrible at the game, I could not get a win until Chapter 2, Season 1. But I didn't give up. That made my first win actually have meaning after 6 seasons. Because this was an arena match, not even BR where there are no bots. I had played Fortnite and died thousands of times, and I could have easily quit. But I didn't. I had to suck it up, keep trying something casuals aren't used to, playing actual games with actual players. By trying to appeal to all players, they appealed to no one, and almost all of the OG players were angry, and then apathetic, causing them to leave Fortnite again. With the release of Chapter 1 Season 2 OG, I don't think Epic will be able to bring them back, as the damage is done. First impressions are everything, and when the first impressions were ruined for those players, they're not going to want to come back. This mode is now less popular than BR, which wasn't the case when there were no bots in the game. See how much worse apathy is versus anger? This brings us to the final reason why Fortnite cannot be saved. And this is what I alluded to in the start of this video, and in some of the sections. It's actually greed, and more specifically, the Fortnite crew pack. Brace yourselves, because it's worse than even Oddly talked about in his video. If you watched his video, he talked about anchoring, a business technique in gaming, used to incentivize you to buy something at a middle ground price, like Fortnite uses with their bundles, getting people to buy the whole bundle at a slightly reduced price than buying everything individually. But Epic Games don't even care about that right now, because I now know why the XP was capped. There's only 900 V-Bucks, 100 tiers of the Battle Pass, why they're creating so many passes of obvious less value, why the rarities are gone, UI changes, locker changes, they're creating so many new modes, why the game is massively advertised at the Game Awards, why there are so many cosmetics, and it's all because of one thing: the Fortnite crew. Let me explain to you how the crew pack works, and how Epic is deceiving you into buying it. The crew pack is a $12 a month subscription, unlocking a new skin every month, and 1,000 V-Bucks on your billing date. There's a reason for the second part as well. It also includes access to every battle pass while you have it. The last part is key, because some sleuthing in the EULA from members of the community revealed that you only have access to the passes while your subscription is active, meaning if you cancel, you lose access and have to pay for it again. In college, we call subscriptions like this one-way subscriptions. It provides significant benefits or advertises significant benefits and entices people to subscribe, but then not only takes away those benefits after cancellation, but provides significant detriments to those who cancel. Fortnite Crew is a one-way subscription. You get all of the passes, which apart from the main battle pass contain no V-Bucks, and contain mostly things you'll never use. But you don't actually own them. You're essentially renting them. Marvel's Rivals has a battle pass that, if bought, doesn't even expire, even when a season ends. You own it. And Fortnite isn't even letting its users with Crew own their own passes. This is the point in the video where I explain why this is all happening, so bear with me. The Crew Pack is designed for new players, so that it seems they're getting tons of free rewards and keep paying the subscription cost. For current players, the OG Pass was created to incentivize people to get Fortnite Crew, as it would be much more popular than the supplementary passes, and there is a new free pass every month for OG. This, in combination with the EULA changes, means that whenever you cancel your subscription, you lose access to the battle passes. If you've been buying items, or you claiming items, you must purchase the passes again. And because you cancel before your billing day, which is when you get the V-Bucks, not the first of each month, this is also intended to keep you subscribed. How did we miss this? The battle pass only having 900 V-Bucks in the 100 tiers means that unless you notice and grind out the bonus rewards, you will either need to buy more V-Bucks or subscribe to the Crew for more. The inconsistency of the other passes increases the likelihood of you losing access to them when you unsubscribe from Fortnite Crew. This, in combination with the reduced XP caps, meaning Epic is trying to minimize your chances of getting all 1500 V-Bucks so you can buy the next pass for free, so you have to subscribe to Crew or buy more V-Bucks. This is essentially forcing people to spend either $18 to $55 a month to own each individual pass, or a $12 a month subscription to rent them and lose them when you cancel. And this is not including the price of purchased cosmetics in the item shop. And that's why this is a problem. As Ubisoft once said, gamers should be comfortable not owning their games, and then they promptly had the worst year in their entire history. So we should be comfortable. No, we should not be comfortable not owning our passes. The other thing that one-way subscriptions do to increase profit, once they have a significant amount of subscribers, is to raise the price per month, or create tiers. The original one being the lowest on the list, in order to make even more money. Because consumers will keep paying if they have no easy way out. This hasn't happened yet, but Fortnite is a company that could do something like this, especially once the Crew has significant traction amongst the player base. But the cold hard truth is, Epic wants to get you into a subscription you have almost no way out of, that is designed to keep you there year after year, with potential price hikes, and in the long run, it costs you hundreds of dollars. I love this game, but I don't want to see the game die this way. And yes, if these issues of battle passes and game modes, the Metaverse, and their appealing and marketing toward the Fortnite Crew, if these things aren't addressed and backpedaled, yes, it will lead to anger and then apathy. These issues cannot save Fortnite. And eventually, it will begin to lose money, and begin the downward spiral of losing people, then money, then shareholders, in a loop. The reason I'm making this video is in the vain hope that Epic Games will see this and make changes before it is too late. But it might already be too late. If years go by and I'm wrong, call me out. I want to see it. I'll take down this entire video and make an apology to Epic Games. My dad taught me that if you make a mistake, man up, apologize, and move on. But I don't think I'm wrong about Epic and the future of Fortnite. And that's what scares me. I've witnessed game companies do things like this and fall as a result of apathy. I used to be a Blizzard gamer, but then they released Diablo Immortal, a game where you have to pay $110,000 to fully max your character. I used to be a fan of EA, until they used the death of John Madden, the popular NFL coach whose name created the entire Madden franchise, to sell a $100 special edition. I used to support BioWare, but their latest game tried to appeal to everyone and turned old fans away, and appealed to no one in the end. All of these companies have lost massive amounts of their players and fans as a result of anger turned apathy, and have fallen from heights. And the higher they are, the farther and the harder they fall. And Epic is one of the highest up there, and has so much to lose. But in conclusion, Epic Games has come so far, and 7 years ago made a truly unforgettable live service game. But no game lasts forever. And that's why I'm trying something new with this video, as opposed to my usual Baldur's Gate 3 videos. Because once a game's popularity dies, so do creators whose content is exclusive to that game. The business part of me is amazed at how much money Fortnite could make off these new modes, chapters, and the crew pack. While the gamer in me is horrified that everything is getting worse, while also afraid that this game I have come to know and love will eventually die. You can enjoy the game. That's totally fine. There's a lot to enjoy, so don't let me spoil your fun. But please don't defend it, because you deserve better. We all do. We deserve to have our money, time, and investment into this game respected. And with all of these changes, none of these three are. Epic can change, and it would save Fortnite. It would lose them millions, but they would keep their game alive. But I don't think they realize just how precarious of a spot they're in right now. And so, they won't change until they absolutely have to. But time will tell. Everything that has a rise has a fall. But what do you think? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, but just know soon we are launching the new Rue Pack that gives you free channel memberships, but you're only renting your comments while subscribed. And I will own them once you stop paying. you will need to resubscribe or fork over $9 per comment if you want them back. Those 87 likes and 3 replies will be mine. All jokes aside, if you like what you heard, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I appreciate you for watching this long. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers. Make sure to go check out this video on screen where I do something original and beat Baldur's Gate 3 without healing, if you're into those kind of videos. Join the 2% that are subscribed when watching, as you will always own your comments in my comment section. It's been legendary, and I'll see you later.